Here we go. So I have the pieces cut. The overall length is 18 inches. What I want to do is I want to make what they call a slow air chamber. So I'm going to go back 1 inch from this end, and I'm going to make a mark at 1 inch, and then I'm going to count over, and this is going to be cut out. There's going to be like a little chamber right here on each of these, and this is called the slow air chamber. And then I'm going to jump over a 1/2 inch, and because I'm going to leave this section right here, and then I'm going to route this out all the way down. So this is going to be routed out, and this is going to be routed out on both of these, and this is going to be solid. And this is where the sound holes are going to be on whichever one of these ends up being the top piece, and it's going to have the sound holes drilled. So, and then there'll be a hole right here, and this end will be completely open. So now that I got my pieces cut and laid out to where I want to put the chambers at, I had built this little jig to route out the chambers, and basically a pretty simple design. This just sits in there. It has a dowel at the end, and I just take my plunge router and just set the depth that I want and route out, and that's pretty much it. So I went ahead and I got these all routed out to the depth that I want, and I had to adjust the sides because it was kind of weird for these to actually line up the way I wanted them to. I think you can see that. So they're both the same, as you can see, and this is the slow air chamber that I was talking about, and this is where the notes are going to be. So it's going to be held like that and blowing this end. But now we have to put what we call it the fiffle, I believe. I've heard it called different things, but I'm going to stick with fiffle. And so this is going to have like a 3/8 hole, and this is going to have the same hole, but it's going to have an angle like that, and there'll be a block that sits on here. And so the concept is, as the air comes in, it goes up through here, hits this, goes up, hits the block, and then it hits this hole, which is angled like that, and then it goes through. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to drill the holes, and I'll go ahead and put the angle in there. It's like a 38-degree angle, and keep it sharp, and then I'll glue these pieces together just like that. So I'm going for the key of G, so that means that once I get this glued in and get this this fiffle cut in and the hole drilled, I can start testing it. And how I'm going to find that key is by simply just blowing in it and then into a tuner, and then I'll slowly start taking off the ends until I get to G, and then I have to find out where the hole locations for the G major scale will be. So that's what I'm doing next. Okay, so I have the two holes pretty much, well, I have them all drilled through and everything, and they're pretty close. I need to clean them up a little bit, but one thing that I need to do is this one has to be an angle going, let me see, hold this way. So the angle is going to be like that, so it's going to go down. So what I like to do is, because you want this edge to be straight, a 90, but this end piece right here is going to be angled that way. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it over right here, and then I'm going to notch it out and get the angle started, and that way I can avoid hitting this, because I want to keep this piece, this edge right here, straight up and down 90. So that's what I'm doing. So you can see it's getting kind of a sharp edge right here. And that's what we want. So here we go. I got to clean these up just a little bit, but I was able to take some of this off. If you can see right there, it's angled that way. That way I could get my file in here. And this edge right here is pretty sharp. So if I can get that to where you can see it, it's going to be really hard to see. But anyway, you get the idea. So, and this part right here is getting this cut in right is the make or break. Because if you don't do this right, then you know you go through all this work of gluing it together and drilling out the hole and then putting the block on there, and then you blow through it and nothing happens. So, and it becomes basically a piece of wood if you can't salvage it. So yeah, so that's the idea. Now I'm going to clean these up just a little bit more, and then I'm going to glue these sections together, and then I'll be back. So I went ahead and cut out a block which is going to sit over the sound hole like this, and if that's, you can see that, I believe. So let me get my light around here. So it's gonna, this block, I went ahead and cut this block, which has got a notch out of the top, and it's going to actually sit on the over here, over this these air holes. So, and I drilled a hole right there. So just for fun, the glue's not all set up. We'll see if this bad boy's even going to work. All right, here we go. I hope it works. But I might have to clean, either way I'm gonna have to clean this up, so, but we'll just try it for fun. Hey, it works. Cool. All right, let's try it over here. So that works really good. This is a piece of mahogany. Wow, I'm really surprised, first try. So I haven't made a flute in a long time, so that's pretty awesome. All right, so I'm gonna let this glue dry and sand some stuff down, and then I'll figure out, start tuning it, and then I gotta figure out the spacing of where the holes go for the scale. And obviously I'm gonna turn it down and make it all look like a flute. So yeah. Okay, so the glue is dry on this flute. My goal is to have a flute that is in the key of G. So I'm just testing it with this tuner, which I will show you on my phone. And I'm just simply seeing where it's at. So it's a little flat, which I'll show you. Okay, so here we go. See if I can do this. So it's a little flat right there, as you can see. So we want it to go into the center. So to tune this, since it's a little flat, I'm just taking like 1/8 of an inch off the end, just a little bit, and just slowly just cutting it like 1/8 of an inch off, coming over, testing it, and then I'm just going to keep doing that until I get to as close as what I can to the key of G. So make a little mark. It's so close, I just want to be really careful not to overshoot it. And I just come over. Now just try it again, see where we're at. So it just needs to come out just a little bit more. Okay, here we go. All right, pretty much there. I'll just take like 1/16 of an inch off. It should be good to go. All right, cool. So we're getting really close here. So I'm going to take off just another 1/8 of an inch and it should be good. All right, here we go once more. Awesome. So I just took like 1/16 of an inch off from the last time that I checked that, which what you saw. So cool, we're in the key of G. Okay, so I went to the website. Let me see if this will work. Native Flute Mat, Native American Flute Design Tool. That one. And there's pretty good instructions right here. And basically you just type in right down here. I typed in what key I wanted that was the closest. It was G4. And I just basically came down here and then switched it here to, as well, key of flute, and then I just hit calculate, and then it gave me the distance and the in inches. Calculate distance from end of flute. So I got the location of the holes marked out, and I went ahead and drilled them a pilot hole. It's like an 1/8" bit, I think it is. And so what I'm doing is I wrote down the diameters of the size of the hole. I don't know if you can see that. And so the 6th one, which would be the farthest one from the this one right here, it's calling for a 0.30. And so I'm just taking my calipers and I'm setting them on 0.30 and matching the drill bit. I'm going to go ahead and drill out the holes to the size that they need to be, and then I'll shape make this round and shape it into where it actually looks like a flute. I'm not sure if people shape them first and then drill the holes, but I'm going to go ahead and just drill the holes and then shape it, and so hopefully it works out good. Either way it works, and I think it'll be just fine. Alright, so I got the holes all drilled out to the size of diameter that it specifies. And it's pretty close. I just tried it, so I'll show you. So yeah, it's these just need a little bit of tinkering, and it should be good to go. I'm going to start shaping this, and where the block is going to sit and the air holes are, I want to leave this, I have to leave this flat. So I'm just going to kind of shape it around and leave this area right here, and then something like that. So yeah, anyway, so, and try not to squeeze this too hard to break it in my shave horse. So I got the flute all sanded out and the block sanded out. Before I put any kind of sealer on there, I'm going to test it and see if it's on pitch. So the first note should be, well, I'll bring the camera closer so you can see. So I'm going to go through the scale. It should be close to G, A, B, C, D, E, F. That's pretty close. That's cool. I can tinker with the holes a little bit more and make them sharper or flatter. So that's cool. So what I'm going to apply to this flute is just some beeswax and olive oil that I make. I just heat the olive oil and beeswax up and melt it, and I turn it into like a salve. It's like totally non-toxic, which I want on a flute if I'm going to be messing around with this, putting my mouth close to it. So I'm just going to apply it, a simple coat. I'll probably put a couple coats on there. But it's going to make this mahogany really shine, I believe. Try not to get a bunch in the fiffle. Right. That'll work.